Hey, what's up, everybody? Y'all know what it is.
TaijhTV.
Yes, sir, TaijhTV. Kamala Harris, I got to start this off. I didn't do a trash bag Tuesday, but Kamala Harris is so fucking trash bag. Oh my goodness. Talk about a fucking idiot. And yes, I called her an idiot. I really don't give a fuck your opinion on what I call her. I'm going to show you why I think she's a fucking idiot.
I want to welcome the leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And
wow. That's as ridiculous as I ever heard a vice president. Oh my God, this is the second in command of America. We are doomed. We are fucking doomed. Kamala Harris, welcome, trash bag. God damn it,
trash bag, bro.
you're fucking trash bag. Oh my goodness, we're doomed. We got the woke culture leading the country. We got Nancy Pelosi, the House chair woman, trying to go to Taiwan when China is sending tanks to Taiwan. They have Taiwan circled. They're declaring Taiwan territory of China. And this fucking woman, this destructive woman, wants to go to Taiwan. China's not having any of that. China says U.S. will bear all consequences if Pelosi visits Taiwan. That was on the 27th. You don't believe me? Hear from the horse's mouth. Hear from the horse's mouth.
And I now give the floor to the representative of China.
While some country has repeatedly emphasized the principle of sovereignty over the issue of Ukraine, it has incessantly challenged the sovereignty of China over Taiwan and even deliberately created tension in the Taiwan Strait. This is a disregard and infringement of the principles and purposes of the UN Charter. China has always respected the sovereignty of other countries and certainly hopes that its own sovereignty be respected by other countries. China is resolute and firm as rock in its will to safeguard national sovereignty. No one should underestimate the determination and ability of more than 1.4 billion Chinese people to defend its national sovereignty and territorial integrity. I hope the country concerned will see this clearly and not play with fire. I thank you, Mr. President.
Do not play with fire. That's a direct warning to America. I warned you once. I warned you twice. Let's not fuck around here. But yet people vote for this woman. They vote for her. Look at this woman. Just today, on the 29th of July, stripping our freedoms away, ripping up that Constitution like that paper she had in back of Trump. And she smiles when she does it. Let's listen.
On this vote, the yeas are 217, the nays are 213. The bill is passed. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
The motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Oh my goodness. Do you guys not understand what the fuck they're doing? Do you guys not get it? They're taking away our right to defend ourselves against their tyranny. It's fucking simple. This woman is about to try to start World War III and have you and me with no option on how we're going to defend ourselves. We know that's not going to happen. And we know we're not going to give away our guns. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. They know that. listen to an educated man, John McAfee. Rest in peace. Some say he's dead. Some say he's alive. I don't know. But let's listen to him and what he feels about the gun control.
This is the last time I'm going to touch on gun control because it's boring, quite frankly. I would like to touch on a peripheral subject called laws and legislation. We want to enact laws to limit or restrict the availability of weapons. Well, any historian can tell you the futility of that. We've had laws against marijuana for 75 years. In some states, extreme 10, 20, 30 years in prison for mere possession. More people smoke weed now than ever. In fact, I think the federal government is finally catching on and giving up on that one. Prostitution. We have laws in every city, in every state against prostitution, and yet we have the same number of prostitutes per capita as every city in the world, even those where prostitution is legal. Look at prohibition, the absolute refusal to allow Americans to drink alcohol. We consumed more alcohol while it was illegal than we ever have since. And do you think laws against guns are going to stop gun owners from owning guns? Please, God, get real. There's something in the fabric of America which has created this situation, unique from other countries. Maybe because we were founded by pioneers. Maybe, I don't fucking know. But I do know you cannot restrict them through laws. Thank you.
It's simple. No law will stop gun owners from owning guns. No law. But what they will do is cause civil unrest. They've already split this great nation in half. Red versus blue, Republican versus Democrat, white versus black, heterosexual versus homosexual. They've already divided, and now they're in the process of conquering. When I say they, I mean those fucking politicians, those elites who control those politicians. That's who I'm talking about. How does the head, the chairwoman of the House of Representatives, laugh, smile, giggle while she steps on the Constitution she was sworn to protect? How does that happen? And how does all the fucking Democrats in this country and some Republicans, how do they stand and applaud the destruction of the Constitution? But I've told you for months, I've said this for months, they're killing the country from within. You see, they are who we are supposed to give our grievances to for them to fix it. But once they get that position of power and their political position, they decide that they're bigger than us, that they no longer serve the American people. That's how they treat us. They look down on us with their noses up in the air. They create financial ruin for this country. It just took Joe Biden and the Democrats a year and a half to do it, because we are officially in a recession. Let Fox tell you.
Here we go. What a day. Breaking just moments ago. U.S. economy shrinking for the second straight quarter. That means a recession is well underway. As we say good morning, I'm Bill Hemmer. A ton to get to today, so we waste no time.
We will waste no time at all. I'm Dana Perino. This is America's Newsroom, and this is exactly what the Biden administration anticipated would happen. They tried to get in front of it with messaging, but the numbers are the numbers. The Commerce Department announcing GDP shrank by 0.9%, and that is then the second consecutive quarter which means that there is a recession.
And there's been this ongoing debate. You got to get out Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Okay, so we're going to define recession for you. Here's the bottom line. The Biden economy is shrinking as the Fed unleashes rapid-fire rate hikes to try and stave off the highest inflation we've seen in more than 40 years. Let's get right to it. Maria Bartiromo.
By the way, just the other day, Federal Chair Jerome Powell just did another Fed hike, 0.75 points. It's for the second straight month. And literally a day later, a recession is here. It's going to get worse. But let's let him continue.
Bartiromo joins us now. Maria, good morning to you. Go ahead and give us the news, because they projected 0.5% on the positive side. The number was a negative 0.9. We missed it by 1.5 points, right?
Yes, that's right. Good morning to you both. We are now in recession, and we can confirm that because it is 2 quarters straight of contraction. The economy shrank in the second quarter by 0.9%, on top of shrinking in the first quarter by 1.6%. Now, so far, all of the commentary that I'm hearing is talking about a shrinking of the economy. But the good news for the economy is that job growth has stayed strong. And that was
So far, job growth is strong. I have to give it to them. All the money they dish out to these jobs to keep people hired, you got to understand, they're printing more and more and more and more and more to keep this economy afloat. The old way was the debt way. I already told you this. I already broke it down. I already broke down how crypto will play a part in this. The debt system is what's keeping us afloat, and they are running it hard. It's not like they're barely going in to make this thing successful. Oh, no. They're throwing everything, the kitchen sink, at this thing. And it's barely hanging on. But that doesn't change the fact that we're in a recession. No. We're in a recession. The IMF warned the other day before this announcement that the U.S. has a very narrow path to avoid recession. That was about a day or two before the announcement came out. The International Monetary Fund. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. But wait a minute. White House officials say U.S. not in a recession. What? Are they changing the definition on what a recession is? Let's take a look.
In Washington, a troubling report on the U.S. economy is raising new concerns about a recession. It comes as a recent poll shows more Americans believe we are already in a recession compared to 2 years ago, when the pandemic sent the stock market crashing and layoffs surged. Nancy Cordes is at the White House. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning, Vlad. You know, the White House was anticipating that GDP would be down for a second straight quarter. And while officials here acknowledge that the economy has slowed, they insist it was almost inevitable after last year's explosive growth.
Our job market remains historically strong.
President Biden trying to put a positive spin Thursday on gloomy economic numbers.
If you look at our job market, consumer spending, business investment, we see signs of economic progress in the second quarter as well.
Republicans were less rosy after GDP fell for a second straight quarter.
We're in a recession, and it's not the time to increase taxes or spending.
Economists say the slowdown is due in part to retailers cutting back on inventory as Americans tighten their belt in the face of record high inflation. Plus, recent rate hikes by the Federal Reserve.
We're not tightening our belt. We have no belt. The belt costs too much. Americans are losing their money because of inflation caused by this administration. And soon, jobs will be no longer there for them to fill. It's going to get worse.
Reserve have pushed up mortgage rates, causing cutbacks in new home construction. White House economic advisor Jared Bernstein.
Consumer confidence down, GDP down. What does that tell you?
Look, we know that Americans are facing real headwinds in this economy, particularly from inflation.
But he insisted that doesn't amount to a recession, not with unemployment still near record lows and consumer spending up in the second quarter by 1%. But Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen acknowledged there are global risks ahead for the economy.
They include the outcome of the war in Ukraine, COVID lockdowns in China, and pandemic-related supply chain snarls.
She said it's hard to know exactly how long it's going to take for those supply chain.
Yada, yada, yada. Lady, we get the story. We get it. You're just here telling us the news. Yeah, that's just what you're doing with a smile on your fucking face. The country faces a recession, and you have a smile on your face. None of you are grilling this administration on why and how they got us here. None of you care, do you? Because you're all part of the elites. You're all part of the problem. The media has shown us they're not to be trusted. Barack Obama signed a fucking bill saying that the media can spew propaganda, and they've been doing it ever since. You don't believe me? Look it up. I don't trust Janet Yellen. I don't trust the fucking treasurer. She lied about inflation. Oh, we're going to have a soft landing. Wrong. Oh, Russia's going to feel it during these sanctions. Wrong. Everything she has said has been wrong. Let's listen to her lie to us again. Let's listen to her lie to us again.
A common definition of recession is 2 negative quarters of GDP growth, or at least that's something that's been true in past recessions. When we've seen that, there has usually been a recession.
That's the truth. But watch how she lies right after telling you the truth.
And many economists expect second quarter GDP to be negative. First quarter GDP was negative. So we could see that happen, and that will be closely watched. But I do want to emphasize what a recession really means is a broad-based contraction in the economy. And even if that number is negative, we are not in a recession now. And I would, warn that we should be not characterizing that as a recession.
I understand that, but you're splitting hairs. I mean, if the technical definition is 2 quarters of contraction, you're saying that's not a recession?
That's not the
No,
that's not the technical definition.
No, that was the technical definition. By the way, Wikipedia has changed that definition by the administration's request. They have changed the fucking definition on what a recession is. What are they hiding? She just admitted what a fucking recession was and then lied to you in the same breath. I'm here to tell you, once they admit that a recession is here, we will be in a depression. I warned you at least 2 fucking years ago this would happen if Joe Biden would become president. I told motherfuckers, Donald Trump told motherfuckers, we will see a recession if Joe Biden is reelected. A recession that we have never seen. The best / worst is yet to come. I'm telling you. But never forget the true meaning. And these Democrats, they know the true meaning. These Republicans, they know the true meaning of what a fucking recession is. Do not allow them to lie to you. 2008, Nancy Pelosi, when it was a Republican President Bush on his way out, but when he was there and she needed a stimulus, listen to her define on what a recession is. Listen to this evil woman, and she's evil.
And so while they may have saved the second quarter from a technical definition of recession, the fact is we are now into the third quarter, and we need to have another stimulus package.
Oh, she needs to spend more money because back then they avoided a recession. Let's listen to two presidents give you their opinion, not their opinion, the actual facts of the time. Bill Clinton and George Bush. Let's let you hear what they say in 2000 about what a recession is. Internet's crazy. It's always saved. Everything's always saved. Listen to these slick talkers talk.
Mr. President, what do you think about a recession?
Well, a recession is 2 quarters in a row of negative growth. I don't think we're going to have that. But we couldn't keep up 5% growth a year. You know,
a recession is 2 negative quarters. A recession is 2 negative quarters. They know what the fuck a recession is. They know. New. Russia economy doing better than expected despite sanctions per the IMF. I told you that was going to happen. The things they're doing, it's easy to see once you wake the fuck up. You want to be really woke? Wake the fuck up. It's crazy. Just in, Jesse Waters asserts that President Biden's behavior suggests that he's not really in charge and that his actions are all an attempt to transfer U.S. tax dollars to the oligarchs, the same oligarchs that were sanctioned, possibly. Is that why Russia is doing fine financially? Let's listen to Jesse Waters.
The FBI, the Justice Department, the CIA, the Defense Department, and some of America's most powerful interests are there to protect Joe, because Joe is just as corrupt as they are. And with the president they control, they can all make money. In China or Ukraine, which is looking a lot like a money laundering operation that would never have happened if Trump were president. Lee Smith wrote extensively on the Biden cover-up in Tablet Mag. We recommend you read it. It's called The National Tragedy of Hunter Biden's Laptop, and he puts it this way, quote, Biden's a front man for America's national security state and its foreign wars. When the commander-in-chief with a congressional majority says there's nothing he can do to protect the electorate from foreign actors who, in his own telling, are responsible for the price hikes crushing American households, he's confessing that he's not really in charge. It's all an attempt to transfer U.S. taxpayer money to the oligarchs. It's true. Biden does what he's told. He's told to be soft on China. He knows it. He's getting paid. He rat-holed the lab leak, lets fentanyl pour in, drop tariffs on solar panels, warns Nancy don't go to Taiwan, and he sells oil to a Chinese company linked to Hunter. He's told to use Ukraine as a proxy war to drain Russia, pay defense contractors, and launder money. He's been told to keep the border open so his donors have cheap labor. And he's been told to limit American oil and gas so his investors and donors go green. And he knows that no one is going to touch a hair on his head because he's doing everything they're telling him to do. And that's why he lies with such ease about not knowing anything. Our country is being stolen from us, and they're doing it in broad daylight.
Oh, that deserves a round of applause. I can't say it better. I can't say it better. Jesse Waters, thank you. That was perfectly said. Our country is being taken from us. It's being stolen by interests that are not of Americans. China's over here buying up land. Joe Biden selling American oil reserves to companies in China that Hunter Biden profits from. Nancy Pelosi wants to travel to Taiwan for reasons unknown. And we have a vice president who is just cuckoo for fucking Cocoa Puffs. 1984 is where we are at. Read the fucking book. You sheeple need to wake the fuck up. But I want to show you this because I didn't want to show you, 10 separate videos of countries being starved, of civilians of other countries being starved, civilians of other countries being tired of being lied to by their government, tired of their tyrannical fucking leaders, tired of being starved out, tired of being given only two options, comply or die. They're tired. And they're rising up. They've woken up. Maybe the same will happen in America. Maybe. Or maybe we're just so far fucking gone, so far divided, so far away from the morals and the fabric of what made America great. But I wanted you to watch it. What do we have here? Nine countries right here rioting for their future. America, wake the fuck up. They are trying to disarm you so they can starve you. They are trying to starve you so they can control you. It's time to wake up. It's time to smell the coffee. It's not enough me's out there. It's not enough people who are willing to be censored. People who are willing to do what's right for others when others won't do what's right for themselves. We all know what this is about. This is the Great Reset. I've shown you over and over again, but now I want you to listen to this Australian senator. It blew my mind when I listened to it. I'll let you listen to him.
Klaus Schwab's life by subscription, quote, is really serfdom. It's slavery. Billionaire globalist corporations will own everything: homes, factories, farms, cars, furniture. And everyday citizens will rent what they need, if their social credit score allows. The plan of the Great Reset is that you will die with nothing. To pull off this evil plan, Klaus Schwab's World Economic Forum will need to take more than just material possessions from Australians. Senators in this very chamber today who support the Great Reset threaten our privacy, freedom, and dignity. Yes, they're in this Senate chamber. One Nation vehemently opposes the Great Reset, the Digital Identity Bill, theft of agricultural land use, forcing farmers off their land, and all of the Great Reset. One Nation has a comprehensive plan to bring our beautiful country back to sustainable prosperity. And in the months ahead, we will be rolling that plan out. Instead of LibLab pushing Klaus Schwab's Great Reset with the tagline, "You will own nothing and be happy," One Nation advocates the Great Resist. We stand for a world where individuals and communities have primacy over predatory globalist billionaires and their quizzling bureaucrats, politicians, and mouthpiece media. One Nation accepts the challenge to provide a better future for everyday Australians.
It's time to stand up, fight for your rights, and understand that you deserve better. There's enough fucking land on this God-given planet for everybody who's here currently. There's enough land for everyone in the future, like there was enough land for past. We can't allow these people to just run us in every facet to the point of now I have no liberties, no freedoms. Protect yourself. Invest in this technology, this blockchain technology. It's coming. It's here. It's not going anywhere. Invest in silver, gold, precious metals, oil. Invest for your children. Invest for your grandchildren. Invest for your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncles, your grandparents. your cousins. Invest for your friends. This world is changing. It doesn't matter if the resist works. It's still going to change. But someone needs to be held accountable beyond the citizens of the world. And with that being said, I thank you for joining TaijhTV today. Wow. No one brings it like I bring it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. And I will catch you hopefully Tuesday. If not, I'll catch you next Saturday. Thank you and good night.